चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So whenever something unwanted things entered in some place, just like some viruses enter into computer, then what the operator do? The job is to remove that virus by putting some antivirus. Similarly, in our life, in our body, in our day-to-day life, in our routine, in due course of time, by the time we develop some kind of bad habit, and it is very much required to remove that, otherwise that habit will kill us, just like a virus. That virus disturb the function of computer, right? Similarly, these bad habits are like viruses for our life, which do not allow us to get success in our life. So it is said, either we can become a slave of a bad habit or we can become a servant of good habit. So choice is, yes, mine. Choice is ours, right? Not yours. Whom? Choice is mine. This is my choice. Whether I want to become slave of my bad habit or servant of my good habit. The choice is mine. Our choice. We have to choose. So in beginning, we make our habit, but in due course of time, the habit makes us, right? In beginning, we put hard labor to develop some kind of habit, but in future that same habit carve our destiny, carve our life. So it is very much required to understand the mechanism of this habit, how we are developing and how it is affecting our life. So you will find every species in this world is struggling for survival, right? All the species. And in this period, every living entity develops some kind of habit. So there are different kinds of species, just like a mouse. So this is a game of desire. Whatever we desire, we go there, right? The desire we have in our mind, so we work upon that. So the mouse, the desire, the trap is there, right? So mouse goes into that trap, and that is a trap of desire. That mouse wanted some different kind of food. All the food is available everywhere, but he wants some different kind of food stuff. And what is the result? Death. Similarly, fish. You know how fisherman catches the fish? By giving some food to that fish. All the food is available everywhere in the water bodies, right? But that fish just desire how wonderful this food is, something different, and something different, and result is death. Fisherman catches. We can explain these species, these animals, they do not know that it was trapped. No? They are not knowing that I am going to be trapped by this simple desire, by this activity, by this action. And they went to eat because it is their food for survival. They went there because that is food something. So they went there, and out of some circumstances they trapped there. So that is explained. They were not knowing that it was stray. But the case is different with us, with the human being. The case is different. We are intelligent being. We have More intelligent than animals. How many of you are confident that we are more intelligent than animals? Yes, we do. We are more intelligent. There is no doubt about this. That's why we are sitting and discussing this. You will not think the fish community, they assembled and they are discussing now from the tomorrow onwards. Let's see whoever this fisherman will come. We will not get trapped by that. They will not discuss that. It shows we are intelligent, but we also have so much desire trap all around us. Can you name some of the desire trap around us where we easily get trapped by that? Something you are getting in your mind? Phone, social media. In one sense, we easily get trapped. And other things are, what are other medium? Cigarette, intoxication, right? Then, yeah, what is the specific? Something specific. Women, girls, lust, then drinking, right? Alcohol. So gambling. Nowadays, gambling is going on so much. And the greed, desire to earn money in a short period, right? So these are the some desire trap where we easily get trapped. Right? These are some of the we see all around us where we get trapped. And what is the result? Death. But the thing is that for the other animals, there is nothing, danger is not shown there. But for us, we purchase cigarette box, and there already it is mentioned. What is mentioned? Danger sign. And it is what is written there? Injurious to health. Still, people buy and smoke. Right? Alcohol, it is already written there. It is injurious to your health or kidney. Still, people drink. There are many people, they do not drink water as much as they drink alcohol. So, although this warning is there, still we are succumbed to go for that bad habit. And there are so many bad, like social media. We know that if I will go in social media, I will spend many hours in that. Still we go there. And it is not just one day, it's routine work now, every day. Now it is our routine to spend at least 3 hours, 4 hours in social media. You can check every night before sleeping your screen time in your phone. It is there. Google give that function, right? You can check your screen time, how much time you are spending in mobile. So, explanation, see, the other species, they are not knowing that it is trap, but we know it's trap, right? And the second thing, this fish or mouse, they go for some food, which is actually required by them. They want to eat something, so they go for that. But for human being, for us, these traps are not required. Is it alcohol required for us? Drink or something, smoking, some cigarette is required for us? No. These are not required for our life, for our day-to-day life. Still we go for that. Is it not necessary for our survival? Still we are succumb to that. That's why these are something called bad habit. So let's define what is habit. So anybody of you want to define habit, what we can call habit? Yes.
Any activity that we do on a repeated basis.
Yes, any activity we do on a repeated basis. Yeah, repeated basis. So Oxford Dictionary, there it is defined. It is something like a regular tendency, as he said. It is a regular tendency. Now we are knowing and unknowingly we are doing that. As soon as we woke up in the morning, we just go to our mobile phone. Mobile phone is just beside and we just check that unconsciously, right? Or something like that. Are people those who are accustomed to drink or accustomed to smoke, as soon as they will pass by some shop, they will go and purchase some smoke, the cigarette and start smoking, right? So these are something regular tendency. However, something which is very hard to give up, something which is very hard to give up, and in due course of time it becomes our mental attitude. Like let's suppose someone develops the attitude of postponing, procrastination. So whatever he will do in your life, he will just pause. Okay, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. No, I will study tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes. Okay, let's study tomorrow. You are able to understand. So this becomes our mental attitude, and that's why these are called habit. And in due course, we take shelter of this habit. We go through by this. So let's say some of the bad habits. Can you think of some bad habits? Yeah, can you please name some of the bad habits? You see all around you. You all are good students, so you don't have any kind of, I hope, bad habit. So you can, but you can name. You are seeing all around you, right? Because in our surroundings, in our area, we see many kind of people are there. They are, yes. Sorry? Fighting. Unnecessary fighting. Okay? This is like something serious category. Fighting. Not grave, but serious. Yes. Yes. Anger. Anger is something, if somebody is too angry, then it's a grave. Because of that, he may lose the job. Some people are so angry that if his boss will just say something, he will become angry. Or his relationship will just, it will broke, become, just due to angry. And other things, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, bad words, unnecessary, like whatever you are speaking, any sentence, you are accustomed to speak some one bad word, some prefix or suffix you are adding with that sentence. Some people have this, right? Generally, those who are in marketing or sell something like that, they develop this attitude. Yeah. Any other? Alcohol. Overeating. Yeah, late night sleeping and late night woke up in morning. Late night sleeping is also a kind of bad habit. Yes. What specifically youth are facing the problem? We all are youth here, so we'll just discuss upon that. Yes.
Consumption of content on Netflix and
Yeah, too much consumption of content, information, too much information, not knowledge. Knowledge is something different. We just consuming some information. Those are the irrelevant to us, not related to us. And what other? Sorry? Overthinking. Nowadays, youth are thinking too much. Overthinking, right? Not thinking. What they are doing? Overthinking. That's very big problem, and it is said by 2030 it will be the biggest problem in India. Among all the diseases, this mental disease will become highest. Yes.
Sorry, Prabhuji, but I've seen many teenagers watching porn and that leads to masturbation.
Yes. One of the, and Google listed this. Indians are watching highest in the world. This porn addiction, right? Highest in America is in second number. India is top, leading the world. So it is a great prestige for all of us. So we'll discuss that. It's grave. Like in beginning, people go for porn just for fun, but later on it becomes a habit, and it is very much injurious to health. memory is lost because of that, our intelligence goes slow down, and many more. Our nervous system, brain nervous system, it broke. So many bad effect is there. So these are some of the bad habits we just discussed. So bad habits, it becomes addictive to us, addictive. So it is a habit is like a soft cozy bed, very soft bed. So it is very easy to go in, but very difficult to come out. Just like soft bed is there, very easy to go. Then you are sleeping now, it's so soft. No, you don't want to get out of from that bed, right? So this bad habit or something like that, very easy to enter, but very difficult to get out. And you may have experienced that many like drinking alcohol in beginning, just because of the friend circle, or smoking cigarette, just friends circle, something happened, very easy to go in. You'll not notice that I am entering in some new habit, very easy. But later on you realize, oh, now I am trapped by this habit, trapped by this. So in beginning this habit looks like a thread, very thin thread, but later on it becomes like a rope. So a thin thread you can break easily, right? But rope is very difficult. So now this habit becomes rope, strong rope. And before you realize that you have got a habit, the habit has got you. Before you were thinking, now I will get out of from this habit, but you see that now you are not able to come out of this habit because now habit has got you. It is just like a well covered by a grass. A well is there, deep well, and it is covered by grass. You are just walking and you fell into that wall. And you are just saying now how to come out, but very difficult to come out from that well. So that's why these habits are very addictive, and it is always there. It is there. If you will remove H from the habit, what will remain? Habits. Then if you remove A, still bit is still there, right? If you remove B, still it is there. Something is there. Very difficult habit. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita it is said, Ehi samispasaja bhoga dukkhaye naevate agantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddha. Very important lesson in Krishna is given in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says to Arjuna, but why one goes for these bad habits? Why one tries aspire for this? Because some pleasure is there, right? One starts smoking or drinking or watching porn or some masturbation, any kind of bad habit. The thing is that he gets some kind of pleasure there. Obviously, he feels that I am getting some pleasure, and that pleasure, then afterward he hanker for more pleasure. And when he hankers for more pleasure, he do that same activity repeatedly. And later on he finds that there is no pleasure. So lamentation occurs. So this goes on, hankering and lamentation for the want of pleasure. And that's Krishna says, as soon as we come in contact with these material senses, material object, we get misery, we get problem, we get dukkha. Because such pleasures are having beginning and an end. Just like let's suppose someone is drinking alcohol, it is having pleasure, but thus just a beginning pleasure, right? Then at the end, what is there? At the end, lot of misery is there, lot of misery. You know, in India, I was just googling it and I found that 6 crore liter people drink that much of quantity of liquor in India. 6 crore liter. So it is found on an average, a small boy also takes at least something like 4 to 5 liter in a month, something like that, a day. So it is very much difficult to come out, because in beginning you go for the pleasure, and obviously some kind of pleasure is there, because Krishna is saying that yes, pleasure is there, but that pleasure is very short term pleasure, and that gives lot of distress, lot of problem. So Krishna says an intelligent person does not delight in them. Wise man, if somebody is intelligent, he will not go for that pleasure, will not go. And one place Arjuna asks Krishna, he asks, Atha kena prayukto yam papam charati purusha. Arjuna asks, oh Krishna, I do not want to commit sinful activity. I do not want to commit any bad habit, bad activity. Still, I don't know what impels me to conduct that, to do that. So it is said, you will find everyone sometimes does not want to act in a sin. He is still forced to act, right? Forced to act. Sometimes you resist so much, but still you are forced to act. So sinful actions are not, however, but it is another cause the Lord explained in the next verse. So Krishna is explaining the next verse why we are impelled by such kind of that forces and we are unable to resist that. So Krishna says, Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajoguna samudbhava, Mahasano mahapapma, with enam ihavairinam. He says, Mahasano mahapapma. It is a great sin, and Mahasana means is all devouring. It means Krishna says it is Kama esha. Kama esha means it is lust only. It is the lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion. Due to the mode of passion, one go for this short-term temporary happiness and he get trapped in that short-term happiness, and the lust is the root cause of that, and later transformed into wrath, means anger. If lust will not fulfill, what happens? Anger arises, right? Let's suppose you want something, you want to enjoy something, and you are not getting that. What will happen? The next thing we develop anger. Somehow or other, I want this. Let's suppose one boy is some boy loves one girl, but girl loves some other boy. Then what this boy do? If you are not mine, then nobody will get you, because that lust develops into anger, convert into anger. So it is very much necessary to understand. So let's see. This is very nice. So this mind is considered compared with the elephant, mad elephant and good elephant. So when this mind is our friend, mind is considered our best friend, and it is worst enemy also, right? When it is working in direction, good direction, then it is our best friend, but working in the bad direction, then it is our worst enemy. So let's see, elephant, when elephant is good, then it do lot of good things. But when the same elephant becomes mad, what elephant can do? That elephant can destroy everything. Similarly, when our mind becomes bad, it can destroy our life. It just destroy everything. And because of that, we face so much problem in our life. So just see this elephant, how this elephant is mad, and how he is just destroying everything, destruction, so much destruction. So you see just this elephant, so much destruction. So this is the elephant. It can just look the bike. And nobody dares to control this elephant. Nobody is daring. This is a real incident. One elephant enters into village from the jungle. See? So this is like something our mind, when it becomes uncontrolled, then it can harm us in a subject great extent. So, so you just saw how the uncontrolled mind can disturb us so much. And this is condition with us. You desire, I don't want to do this activity now. But you are forced because that mind is not controlled. You may think, no, from today onwards, I will not watch any kind of dirty picture, dirty movie. But you are so much accustomed, you have developed this habit, that's why it becomes problem. Like just mad elephant. And we just surrender to that habit then. We surrender to the mind. But when the same mind is controlled, then it can do a great thing to us. Just like you saw this elephant, now you just see another elephant, now this elephant is such a good elephant. Same elephant. But now it is controlled. See how this elephant is behaving.
It's so huge.
So this is such a good elephant. Blessing. Like what? Giving blessing. So nobody is caring to come near to that elephant because the elephant is controlled.
Okay, good, man. And his nose. He's got a nose full of money. Okay, get under there. There you go. Okay, Rachel.
This elephant is trained in such a way that now that elephant is petting.
Okay, listen now to pass the picture. Listen to music too.
Sorry. So when the mind is our best friend, it can do great things to us. It can bring a great success to our life. But when it is uncontrolled, it can bring us a great harm. Now you will see. See, now that sun elephant is carrying lot in his back. And people are watching it easily, without any fear. So it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi balvadrinam tusagram. He says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. When the mind, although mind is very chanchal, pramadhi it is mad. And about this, it is something like very balwan, strong. So it is compared, our mind is compared, that uncontrolled mind is compared with a monkey. Let's see what kind of monkey. So let's see, one monkey is there. So you know how chanchal monkey is there, right? Uncontrolled, everywhere, jumping from here and there. And now let's see that monkey drank some wine, some alcohol. Then what will happen to that monkey? Let's have 1 liter of alcohol. Now that monkey will jump so much here and there. Now next thing, the same monkey who has drank this alcohol is bitten by a scorpion. Bitten by a scorpion. As somebody has got bitten by a scorpion, anybody of you? So much pain. Let's suppose that monkey is now bitten by a scorpion. Now what will happen? Do you think to control that monkey? No. Monkey drank some alcohol, then bitten by a scorpion, and late again some ghost came and he just entered in the body of that monkey. Now what will happen to the monkey? So similar condition is with our mind. When this habit we develop, so this habit just break our life. It just finishes us. That's why it is very much necessary to understand and to carve this habit from bad habit to good habit, to change it from the bad to good, just like this elephant. That's why this habit carve our destiny. It affects one's destiny. That's why it is said, so a thought, it will reap an action. Then action will turn into habit, and the habit will turn into character, and that character will become our destiny. So one should be very much conscious about this. Very much conscious. So this bad habit affects us in a great way. And you all can see all around the world how it is affecting the world. Alcohol, so much people are addicted to alcohol, then smoking, then is sex. So much affair is going on. So much affair. It is said 82% of sex indulgence is unintended. Means without thinking of the future, they indulge for the sex. Without thinking of the future. And most of the cases, they do not want any kind of child there. Just for the out of enjoyment. And they suffer for that. And we can see the AIDS is such a great disease happening due to this illicit sex. Similarly, alcohol can destroy anyone's house. Any one alcoholic person in a home can destroy the whole home. So it is said, it is there. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord explains about the different mode. So how one can get out of this bad habit. So there are different mode is there in Bhagavad Gita. It is compared mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. So generally these habits function in the mode of ignorance. Generally it happens in the mode of ignorance. And what is the symptom of this mode of ignorance? Nidra, alas and pramad. So Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita. It is there in 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 3 modes of material nature. There Krishna explained, he says, aprakasho pravittisya pramad moha evacha. He says, when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, how we can find that I am in the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance? So one who is in the ignorance, ajnanata or tamoguna, what is the reason? Darkness, inertia, madness, illusion are manifested. Nidra, alasya, pramad. So these are some of the symptoms of the tamoguna. Oversleep, laziness, madness, depression, postponing, no thinking, panic, helpless, bewildered, confused, insecure about future, what will happen. Then dull, careless, intoxicated, fearful, suicidal thoughts. So these are some of the symptoms of the mode of ignorance. So anybody who feels that I am having one of this symptom in myself, so I should try to get out of that mode to next mode. Otherwise, this will kill us. This will just destroy our life. So next mode is Krishna is explaining. Bhagavad Gita is the mode of passion. Rajoguna. And Rajoguna is also, Krishna says, it is better than Tamoguna, but it is not good at all also. Passion. And what is the symptom? It is Sangha and Trishna. Attachment and hankering. Attachment for something, I develop some attachment, I want this, and lamentation, hankering. If you get that, you want it more, and if you don't get that, you lament for that. So this is the symptom of passion. Like some of the effect of mode of passion in our life is the desire to impress opposite sex. Then individual player, I want to do it alone. I don't want anybody's help. I can do it myself. They're overambitious without understanding himself. What is my capacity? They lust, greed, anger, cutthroat competition, envious. These are some of the pride, partial thinking, not able. Partial thinking means you will not be able to see the complete picture of any incident. You just see some picture and you decide, okay, this is there, okay, let's go for this. Oh, he earned a lot of money, let's go for this. You don't see the full picture. Oh, he is enjoying, let's go there. He is enjoying, I can also enjoy. So you are not able to see the full picture. Just like it is whatever tendency, alcohol, drinking, we see the very small picture. Oh, he is enjoying so much. See, he is flirting with girl and enjoying so much. I will also try. We don't see the full picture. So these are some of the symptoms, some of the actions one perform in the mode of passion. So one should try to elevate from this mode of ignorance and the mode of passion to the mode of goodness. Sato Guna. So Krishna says about Rajoguna, this mode of passion, he says mode of passion, the symptoms are great attachment, fruitive activities, intense endeavor. Intense endeavor means whatever endeavor he will just put that without considering whether I am going in right direction or wrong direction. Without any goal, he will just put endeavor. Uncontrollable desire. Desire is not a controllable desire. So these are the symptoms of this mode of passion. So one should get rid of this mode of passion and mode of ignorance, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, and should try to come in the mode of goodness, where one experiences Sukha and Gyan, happiness and knowledge. Happiness and knowledge. And Krishna says, what happens in the mode of goodness? He says, Sarva dvaresu dehismin prakasa upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vidram sattvam iti uta. He says, the manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Means, when one comes in the mode of goodness, he experiences happiness and knowledge. Because he come into knowledge, that's why he is experiencing happiness. And when somebody is in darkness, automatically he will get dukkha, lot of distress, misery. So these are some of the symptoms, some of the actions performed in the mode of goodness: controlled mind, controlled senses, cleanliness, tolerance, forgiveness, simplicity, wisdom, truthfulness. So these are some of the symptoms: friendly, compassionate to all, discipline, regulation. Discipline, I will wake up early in the morning and I am following that routine. Discipline, I will read Bhagavad Gita every day. Discipline, I will chant the name of Lord. Every day I will take bath. Discipline. So these are called discipline. It can change our life completely. Obedience, submissiveness, smart decision. So these are the mode of goodness, and one should aspire to come in the mode of goodness. So how to come in the mode of goodness, or how to get rid of the bad habit? The solutions are, so we already discussed this. Mind is your friend and it can be your enemy as well. So to control the mind, it is very much necessary to make strong your intelligence, because the intelligence is the driver. Intelligence is the driver. So when the mind become driver, then it creates all the problem. So the function of intelligence is discrimination and determination. These are the function of intelligence. Discrimination between right and wrong, and to ability to perform, to ability to go in a right path. That is called a determination. Sometimes you may know right and wrong, but the determination to act upon that right thing. So this is the function of intelligence. You know what is the function of mind? The function of mind is thinking, feeling and willing. Just three things. Thinking. Mind is known as a storehouse of the thoughts. The first thing, it is thinking, then feeling, experiences, then willing. I want it. But whether I want or not, it will be decided by intelligence. So when someone's mind is strong, then that intelligence plays the role of advisor. Otherwise, when the mind overcomes, then we lose that incident with that action. So you can read this. Some of the points are all mentioned there. So these senses are there. Senses are controlled by mind. These senses gives up some information to mind, and then mind says, okay, I want this. Then intelligence will decide whether I want or not. Let's suppose you are walking on the street and you saw some good gulab jamun. Now your eyes will say, oh, last time you ate that. The tongue will, yes, it tasted nice. Nose will say, yeah, it smells nice. So mind will say, yeah, once again try. But intelligence will see whether I should go for this or not. Not just mind. Let's suppose a beautiful girl is passing. Your mind is such a beautiful girl. Wow. Let's see. Eyes will say, let's see. Mind will say, oh yes, last time also you felt very nice by looking. But the intelligence will decide whether to see or not. For what purpose I came in here? The mind will decide. This intelligence will decide. So one has to understand the purpose of intelligence, discrimination and determination. If we will not have good discrimination power and a good determination, then we will lose every action. Just like that uncontrolled elephant. So these are the conscious and subconscious mind. You may have already heard about this. About the conscious mind and subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is something like information gathered within our mind, already our past experiences. And conscious mind is something which just on the spot we want to make some decision. That is conscious mind. So it plays a lot of role. So mind feels. Mind do not make decision. You just try to understand this basic point, that mind do not decide. Mind feels. It feels the incident, action based upon the previous action, previous experiences. So let's suppose one boy goes into college, good boy, get the association of some friend circle. Friend suggested that, oh, now we are in college. And now you're college boy, you don't know how to hold a cigarette in your hand. The same on you. You're a college boy, you don't know how to hold a cigarette, you don't know how to blow air from your mouth, nose, something, take from mouth and blow from nose, something like that. So mind felt, yeah, it's true, na? And also it is fun also. Fun is there. And everyone is doing it anyway. I should also experience what's the life at least once in a life. And that once never become once. That always goes on increasing. In our college, I still remember in beginning, our seniors used to take us, the first year boys, and they used to give us a glass mixed with alcohol. You drink. You felt nice, and 3-4 seniors were there. Everyone will say, you felt nice, right? And you are feeling, oh, what I drank. So first time. First time when somebody drink alcohol, some different kind of feeling, right? But because of the association, yes, I felt nice. Okay, good. So tomorrow again. For further 4 or 5 times, seniors will give sponsor. On the 6th time, that boy will sponsor. So this is a trap where we just entangle ourselves. So intelligence will decide. Intelligence will decide. That's a bad habit, not good for you. Your parents don't like to see you doing this. You may become addicted to it. Don't get into wrong track. Up anything, any watching porn or doing masturbation, any kind of bad activity. Can you do that in front of everyone? No. If you are not able to do anything in the front of everyone, it means it is bad. It is bad. So if mind is stronger, mind wins. And if intelligence is stronger, we can resist temptation. So that is something like say no to the bad habit, because whatever we will see, we will take, that will come out. Garbage in, garbage out. Positivity in, positivity out. Negativity in, negativity out. What we are taking in, so good in, good out. So what knowledge, what information, what kind of books, what kind of association, what kind of music, what kind of movies we are watching. All that matters. Everything matters. What kind of books we are reading, movies we are seeing, music you are listening, friends we are keeping, friend circle who are just in every sentence they are having some kind of good words to address. So this matters. You are reading Bhagavad Gita or you are reading some dirty books. You are watching Krishna's story or Krishna's movie or something, some other dirty movie. Or you are hearing listening some Hare Krishna Mahamantra, some lecture, or you are hearing some very Bollywood songs. Or what kind of friends? Our friend circle is devotee circle, devotee friends, or it is someone who is addicted with a lot of bad habits. So it matters. So this is called a Gigo principle, in and out. What is coming, that will come out. So where one has to learn how to say no to bad habit. One has to learn this art. One has to say no to bad habit. If you are not able to do that, so in beginning you have to make some fence. Let's suppose some plant is there, a small plant. What we do? We make some fence so that animals cannot enter there. Similarly, if we are not able to resist from the bad habit, so we should have some fence around us. We should remove that material enjoyment away from ourselves. It should be away from ourselves, so we can not go in touch with that. So these are some of the examples. Store bad habit, supplement good habit, and stay away. So you can just see this. So one has to change the attitude. Without changing the attitude, one has to change it. Without changing attitude, you will not be able to change our behavior. And for changing behavior, we have to change our thought process also. One has to change the attitude. How we are looking into this world. How we look into this world. What is our perception about this world? When you are watching some girl, what is your perception? When you are watching some pretty movie, what is our perception? Whether I am enjoying or I am just, I want to get rid of that. So, one has to understand what kind of attitude is there towards our habit, or how we are thinking to fix our behavior. Right? So these are some of the examples. One has to think that this habit is nectar in the beginning but poison at the end. Pleasure in beginning but it is very much dangerous at the end. So one has to understand how I can diffuse this. How I will diffuse this bad habit. How I will get out from this habit. One has to learn the art how I will say no by keeping the company, good association. So changes come from the observing logically in every situation. You just try to understand the situation logically. And put logic, some logic. So change your behavior to fix the habit. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is the last verse, last slide of our session. So where Krishna says about the controlled mind. Says one who has controlled mind. See, all this disturbance, all these problems will always be there all around us. It will not be there around us from tomorrow onwards. No, it will be there. But the person who is having controlled mind or one wants to control the mind, what happens with him? Krishna says, Apurva manam achalam pratishtham samudra apam pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sasanti apnoti na kama kami. Krishna says there are lot of river is there, they are entering into the ocean. But this ocean is not overflooding. It just sustains all the rivers. Whatever rivers entering in that ocean remains calm and cool. Similarly, the person, yogi, bhakta, devotee, many desires are coming into mind, but he remains calm, cool. He just observe that yes, the desire is coming, now this will go away. So just like a ocean, many rivers are entering, but you will not find the ocean becomes overflooded. Our ocean come into this area, nearby ocean is there. So many rivers are entering now, I will flood whole Juhu area. No, it just remain calm and cool. Similarly, the person who is having controlled mind, one's mind is controlled, cool, yes, desire will come, all this desire will come, but he will remain cool and calm. He will just watch that desire. And he will see the desire to enjoy this even bad habit, the desire just comes for the while in a day, not always, right? Let's suppose you want to smoke, but the desire to smoke comes just a while in a day, just for let's say for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you will be able to resist it, not forcefully but with a mindful, then it will go away. The desire to have sex, the desire to have drink, the alcohol, anything, whatever kind of desire, if you will be able to just observe the desire, let that desire get settled down. So it is said here, a person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like a river into the ocean. Many rivers are entering into ocean, which is ever being filled. River is already filled, this ocean is already filled with water. Still many river is entering, but is always remain still, calm. Can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strive to satisfy such a desire. So this is a simple method one can practice. This is a method by taking shelter of this Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita gives a hope to us. Whatever big disease we may have, but that disease will go away by this Bhagavad Gita. By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by taking the association of devotees, by taking prasadam. What kind of food we eat, that matters. So what kind of food we are eating that matters, that help to understand, that decide our thought process. So one has to read the books, one has to chant, one has to take the association, one has to take darshan of the Lord and have a nice good food, that is prasadam. By that we can change any hardcore habit into good habit. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if anybody is having any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll have drama and kirtan. Already time is very much up, so you can be seated because now drama is there.